Hello everyone. As you know, there are hundreds of formulas in Excel, but if you're working on these rules, so you need to know only 10 essential formulas that will cover most of the tasks you do. So let's start. Here we will start with number 10, IFERROR function. Here we have cost revenue dashboard of sales, and we have two tables here, revenue and cost, and we have data of total revenue generated per month and the cost of the product. So we can see here we have calculated the profit. Now we have to calculate profit margin percentage. Let's calculate is equal to total profit generated divided by the total cost. Now we will convert this into percentage. So in January we have generated 33% profit. Now we'll select and drag this till December. Now here we can see if we have the data available. In that case there is no error, it is calculating perfectly, but we don't have data for August, September, October, November and December. So here it is giving divide by 0 error. So here we will be using IFERROR function. So we'll click here in the first cell. Here we will put IFERROR. So if this condition is giving any kind of error, then we will put nothing. Now again we will select here and we'll drag it till December. Now you can see if there is any data available here, suppose here I'm putting this number and here, now you can see the profit has been calculated. Okay, now let's move to number 9. Here we will be working with text data. We have a sales table. In that we have 5 columns: product data, location and source, quantity, total sales, and country code with zip number. So in the product data you can see we have product ID and the product name. In location and source we have location and from which source this sales has been generated, quantity, total sales, and country code and zip. Now here you can see we have all this formula. So we need to know all this formula to work with any kind of text. So here I'll be using one by one every formula. First is TEXTBEFORE. So here we have to find out product ID, and that is available in product data. So how to do that? So here I'll be using TEXTBEFORE function is equal to TEXTBEFORE. Now it is asking for text. So I'll be passing this text, comma, delimiter. So delimiter is comma. So in double inverted comma I will pass comma and I will close the bracket, hit the enter. Now you can see here product ID has been retrieved. Now we can simply click here in the plus sign and we can drag here. You can see all the product ID has been retrieved. Now in the second column we have to find out product name. So we will be using here TEXTAFTER is equal to text after this text, comma, delimiter is again comma, close the bracket, hit the enter. So it has retrieved the product name. Now again we can click here in the plus sign and we can drag it. So all the product name has been retrieved here. Okay, now we have to retrieve country name and source. So how we can retrieve this? Either we can retrieve using TEXTBEFORE, TEXTAFTER, but here I will be using split text. So we will write here the formula is equal to TEXTSPLIT. Text will be location and source column. So here we will pass the text, comma, column delimiter. So what is the delimiter here? Here the delimiter is underscore. Okay, we'll close the bracket and hit the end. So you can see it has been retrieved. Now we can simply drag it till here. So you can see country name is separated and source name is also separated. Okay, now we have to find out country code and zip. Okay, so here I'll be using left formula. Now we have to find out country code. So how to retrieve that? So country code is available here in country code and zip column. So here I'll be using the fourth formula, left is equal to left. It is asking for text. Here I'm using the text, comma, asking for number characters. So how many characters you want to retrieve? So you can see here we have to retrieve only first 2 characters from this column. So I'll pass here 2 characters. Close the bracket, hit the enter. Now you can see US has been retrieved from country code and zip code. Simply you can select this cell and here from corner you can press and drag. You can see country code has been retrieved. Now to retrieve zip number, I am going to use write function is equal to write. It is asking for text. I'll pass the text. Now from right side, how many characters you want to retrieve. So you can see here zip code is of 6 characters. So I'll pass here 6. Close the bracket. Hit the enter. You can see zip code has been retrieved. Now select this cell and you can drag it or you can simply double click here. So you can see all the data has been retrieved. Now suppose we have to find out first 4 digits of zip number. So for that I'll be using mid function is equal to mid. Now text is this comma. It is asking for a start number. So from where it should start. So if you see here we have 1, 2, 3 space is third character, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. So total we have 9 characters. So we will start from 4th. We'll be leaving first 3 characters U, S and space, comma. How many characters we need from 4? So here we have to retrieve 4 digits. So I'll be using 4. Close the bracket, hit the enter. So you can see it has retrieved 1550. First 4 character of zip code. Again, you can select this cell, go to the corner. Either you can drag it or you can just double click. So it will fill all the data. Okay. So these are the important ways that you can work with text. Now let's move to next, number 8, large and small. Here we have a sales table. In that we have total sales. Here we will find out top 5 sales and bottom 5 sales. To find out top 5 sales, I'll be using large formula is equal to large. Here it is asking for array. So array, we will pass the sales column. Select the first cell, Control Shift down arrow and then press F4 to freeze the range, comma K. K is the value that you want to find out. So here I'll be passing the K. It is H3. Now we will freeze the column, not the row. So to freeze the column, we will press F4 3 times and then close the bracket. Hit enter. So you can see it has find out the highest amount of sales. So you can see here 15,000 is the highest one. Yeah. So here you can see the maximum sale is $15,000. Now we will simply drag it. Here you can see the top sales amount is 15,000. Second is also 15,000. Third is 13,500. Fourth is 12,000 and fifth is 11,000. Similarly, we are going to use a small function to find out the smallest one and then greater than that. So here I'll use is equal to small array. Again, we will select this range. Click here, Control Shift down arrow, press F4 to fix the range, comma K value would be K3. Here we will fix the column by pressing 3 times F4, close the bracket, at the end. So the minimum sales is 1100. We'll drag it. You can say minimum is 11 and this is the bottom 5 sales that we have. Let's move to next 7 number, drop down list. Here I have created a blank sales table and we have price list of the product. So I have taken 4 products and their price. Now we have to create a drop down list and once we will select the product name, okay, automatically the price should reflect here and we will enter the quantity. So here total sales will be calculated. Okay, so let's create the drop down list. Here you can select all the cells, go to data tab, data validation. Here we need to select list, then we have to pass the range. Click OK. Now you can see here we have the drop down list in all the cells. Now first product name, if I am selecting laptop, you can see here 45,000 has been filled automatically. Because here I have used a formula, VLOOKUP formula. Okay, so whatever the value we will select here, as per that it will retrieve the price from the price list table. Okay, now we will put the quantities. Suppose 5 quantity has been sold. So here you can see the total sales has been generated. Now if we will select tablet, so we have 30,000 price for 1 tablet. If 3 tablet has been sold, so it would be 90,000. I have given this file into the description, so you can download this file and you can practice alongside. Let's move to next 6, SUMIFS function. Here I have the sales table and we have to find the total sales with respect to these two conditions. Here we have to find total sales on the basis of these two criterias. Okay, so here I'll be using SUMIFS function. You can also see here that I have used drop down list here. Okay, so to find out total sales, I will write is equal to SUMIFS. Now it is asking for some range. So here some range would be total sales. So I will select the first cell, Control Shift down arrow, and I will phrase this range by pressing F4, comma. Here it is asking for criteria range 1. So first criteria we have country. So we will select the country range. Select the first cell, Control Shift down arrow, and press F4 to freeze the range, comma. And what we have to check in this range? This criteria. We'll freeze this cell also by pressing F4, comma. It is asking for criteria range 2. So second criteria we have source. Again, we will select the complete range of source. Select all. Press F4 to freeze the range, comma. Range would be this source. We'll freeze this cell by pressing F4 and then close the bracket. Okay, hit enter. Now you can see in Japan, Walmart has sold 13,800. Okay, here we can use if error function as well. Okay, so I'll be putting here if error. So suppose if both the condition are not matching and there is no data for that. In that case, here we will simply put double quotation. If there is any error, it is generating, so it will not show any error here. I hope you are understanding all the formulas and you are doing practice along with me. And if you want to learn more advanced formula and cell tips and tricks, so you can go to my YouTube channel SkillSphere, and I have uploaded multiple videos, so you can go through the videos and you can understand the other formulas, tips and tricks. Okay, so all the videos are very informative, so you can watch the videos and you can work 10x faster. Now let's move to number 5, filter with single and multiple condition. Here I have the sales table and I have two scenarios. In the first scenario, we have to filter on the basis of country, and the second scenario, we have to filter data on the basis of country and source. So let's do this. Here we will use the filter function is equal to filter array. So we will select the complete range by pressing Control Shift right arrow and then down arrow. We'll fix this range by pressing F4, comma, include. So what we have to include here, we have to include country because we are going to filter on the basis of country. First, I will select the range. Click here, Control Shift down arrow to select the range. Press F4 to fix the range is equal to, we'll fix this cell by pressing F4, comma. If there is no data available, in that case, it will return no data found. Close the bracket, hit the enter. So if we change the country, it will automatically change the data. In India, we have all this data available. In Japan, we have all this data available. Now we will be using multiple condition here. Again, we will use filter function, filter array. Again, we will pass the same range, Control Shift right arrow and then down arrow. Press F4 to fix the range, comma, include, because we have two conditions here. So here the trick is, first condition we will put here in the bracket. First condition is country. So we'll select the country range, click here, Control Shift down arrow, F4 to fix the range. If it is equal to this, F4 to freeze this, close the bracket. Now for putting the second condition, we will use a strict sign. Then again, start the bracket. Second condition is source. So we will select the source range, click here, Control Shift down, press F4 to fix the range is equal to this cell. Fix this cell by pressing F4, close the bracket. If the data is not available, in that case again we will put no data found. Close the bracket, hit the enter. So in USA, eBay has sold these two products. Okay. If we check for India, so here monitor HQ and monitor LED sold by eBay. If we change Amazon, so Amazon is selling a smartwatch and camera HD. Okay. I hope you understand how to use single and multiple criteria. If you want to use 3 criteria, so simply you have to put a strict sign here and we have to give third condition in the bracket. Now let's move to fourth, dynamic chart. So here we will learn how to create dynamic chart. So first we will filter the data. As per that, we will be creating the chart. So here first we will filter the data. We'll select the complete range, press F4 to fix the range. So here we are going to filter the data on the basis of country. So we'll select the country range, freeze this is equal to this, and we'll freeze this, close the bracket, hit the enter. Okay, so we have this data. Now as per this data, we are going to insert a chart. Click anywhere in this, go into insert tab. So here I'll be using 3D clustered column, so you can see. And if you want to design it so as per your requirement, you can design it. So I think this looks fine. It says vertical, I don't need grid line, I don't need. Okay, now it looks fine. So I'll put here this chart. Now if we change the data here, the chart will be automatically updated. So if I will select USA, so as per the USA we have the chart. If we select Germany, so it is as per the Germany. India, so we have data as per the India. So this is the way like you can create dynamic chart. So if you're doing any kind of analysis, you can use this dynamic chart option to represent your data in a well mannered. Okay, so that would be visually appealing for the client, the customers, if you're presenting this data. Okay, now let's move to the next, number 3, XLOOKUP. Here we have a sales table. In that we have salesperson name, product name, quantity, total sales, and the commission. Now here we have to find out as per the salesperson what is the commission they are getting, right? Okay, here we will use XLOOKUP formula is equal to XLOOKUP lookup value. So we have to find out as per the salesperson name. We'll select this by pressing F4. We will freeze this cell, comma, lookup array. So where we have to look up the salesperson name. So we will select the salesperson column. Click here, Control Shift down arrow to select the complete range. Press F4 to freeze the range, comma, returning array would be commission. So click here, Control Shift down arrow, press F4 to freeze this, close the bracket, hit enter. So Sudhir VK has earned $608 commission. So here you can see Sudhir has earned $608. Now if we say Prakash Kumar Shah, $720. Prakash Kumar Shah, $720. Now let's move to number 2, EDATE. Here I have a product table. Okay, now here we have January data. So all the sales we have for January. Now how EDATE? So here I will be using EDATE formula to generate the headers. Okay, click here, write the formula is equal to EDATE. So start date would be this Jan 23, comma, months. So we have to increase it by 1. So we'll put 1, close the bracket, hit the enter. So now it is Feb 23. Simply click here and drag it. Now it will automatically increased by 1. Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June. So it is till December 2023. Now let's move to next, number 1, sequence. Here we will be learning how to generate the sequence number, okay, using sequence formula. Here I'll be giving 2 examples. First, number sequence and date sequence. So to generate the number sequence, we will simply use is equal to sequence rows. That means how many rows you have to fill with the sequence. Suppose I have to generate 1 to 50. So I'll be putting here columns. We need only in 1 column. Okay, it will start from 1 and step would be 1. So it will increase by 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like close the bracket, hit the enter. So now you can see it has generated 50 sequence number 1 to 50. Now you can see here it has generated number starting from 1 to 50. Now in case of generating date, how we can use that? So we will use here is equal to sequence. We'll pass the rows 50 column 1 comma start. We will put a date here. So I'll be using date function. Date year would be 2023. Month would be 1 January. Comma day would be first, close the bracket, comma, the steps would be 5. It will skip the 5 days, close the bracket. Now hit enter. So it has generated the sequence of dates. Now if you want to change the steps, so suppose if I'm putting 1, so it will generate continuous. First, second, third, you can see it has generated till 19th February 2023. Now in this tutorial, I am going to provide you one bonus formula. So that is a combination of 2 formulas that is going to help you to look up values in a table. Okay, so it is index match. So how to use index and match function. So here we have product table and we have the sales for every month from January till December. So here the condition is if we have to find the sales on a monthly basis for particular product. So how we can use index and match function here. So we'll write here the formula is equal to index. So which array we have to look into. So for index, we are going to look in this data. So this is the total sales. We'll freeze this range by pressing F4, comma. Now we have to find a raw number. So here I'll be using match function. Lookup value would be in the row. We have to look up product name. So here lookup value would be this product name. Press F4 to fix this cell, comma, lookup array. So we have the lookup array, this all the products. Press F4 to fix this, comma, we need exact match. So for exact match, we will use 0. Close the bracket, comma. Now we have to look for the column number. So for column, we will again use match function. We'll lookup value would be month. We'll freeze this cell by pressing F4, comma, lookup array. So we have to look into this headers. So we will select this range, press F4 to freeze the range. We need exact match. So we'll put 0. Close the bracket. Again, close the bracket for index, head, enter. Now you can see in May, washing machine has generated $5,400 US. So here you can format it. You can go into number formatting and put here dollars, and we'll remove this. So this is the total sales. Now if we change the month, in August, washing machine has generated $5,700. So you can say $5,700. Here you can change the product also. For television, it is $3,700. In August, you can see $3,700 for television. So I hope you have gone through the complete tutorial. And if this video is informative for you, so you can like the video, you can share, and don't forget to subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so you can get notification for all the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. See you in the next video.